Communication between your board and staff is vital to accomplishing your strategic goals. Boards develop the strategy while the staff and volunteers carry it out. But many associations are being challenged when the communication between their board and staff breaks down. Russ Lemieux understands both sides of the story. He says the needs for effective communication differ from when you're in a leadership position and when you're in a staff position.
A relationship grounded in trust and respect is maybe the most important thing that an association manager, particularly an executive, has to do with his board or executive committee. Because if you don't have a strong relationship there, communications break down. You don't have a mutual common understanding of what the expectations are going to be. The other flip side to that is to make sure that also the leader understands your perspective as an association executive or manager. And what happens then is you're establishing your own credibility as a manager with that leader. And you're also hearing from the leader's perspective what their needs are. And ultimately, that forms a trusting and respecting relationship that you can really build on and have true collaboration between staff and leaders.
But leaders and staff can't collaborate unless everyone is clear on the objectives. Sarah Burke works with associations that rely heavily on volunteers. She uses an organizational strategy to make sure everyone is on the same page.
We outline, a high-level area and a high-level goal, and then there's objectives within each that will fulfill that goal. And for all of the objectives within each goal, we assign a task force chair, who then pulls together a task force of members, and they map out the implementation plans with my help, depending on, the content type of depending on the type of initiative, whether or not I get involved and to what extent. But they'll map that out, and they'll actually input their own measurables and deliverables. So they'll determine on an initiative by initiative basis what constitutes success and what constitutes successful implementation of that item.
It's good to have a formula to stay on track, but it's important not to lose the human element.
It's about communication on a regular basis and talking to these people. Email is great for certain things, but I think fully understanding what the expectations of your leaders are, you've got to get that through dialogue. You need to be transparent, obviously, but things happen so rapidly sometimes. You almost need to make, in terms of tips, you almost need to make a point to have those frequent updates on what the challenges are back at headquarters.
If you consider them not individually as children, but if you adopt that sort of same level of patience and understanding and really helping to walk them through the process so that they learn and understand what we're doing and why, I think that really helps too, and it helps to give you better perspective on what you're doing and why.
Make a concrete, detailed plan. Check in frequently and practice patience and understanding. Use these tips to unify your staff and board and meet your strategic goals. Never miss an episode of GSAE TV. Click subscribe today.